Hey, today we're going to go over some quick tips and tricks and setup on the new Mach1 SuperDrive attachment. So one of the best things you can do, and one of the first tools you can buy after you get your demo tool, is to get just a set of SAE certified Allen wrenches. These will come in handy for the tool for adjusting the feed track and what have you. So with your feed track, it can be adjusted right here by loosening this, and then you can determine whether or not you want to use it for left or right-handed use. So now that I've determined that I am indeed right-handed, and I put the feed track on the correct side, I'm going to choose which bit I'm going to be using. We have the two options. We have a number 2 locks and a number 2 Phillips. These are both 124 millimeters long. With your select tool, I'm using a MILWAUKEE for this demonstration. They're also available in the DeWalt. I just happen to have the MILWAUKEE in front of me. So I'm going to be using a Phillips. Put it in. Take your attachment, slide it over, pull the strap. Make sure the strap is flat against the sides and so that it doesn't get bound up. Simply place behind the tool. Now you're ready to go. As you can see here with the tool, the feed track is on the right side because I am right-handed. Up here is the adjustment for your collation tape. When you go towards the 1, it is lighter. The tape will go through the feed a lot faster. Heavier puts more tension on the tape so it doesn't feed through as fast. There are 2 main adjustments for this tool. First is your nose piece. These attachments go from 7/16 to 7/8. So 7/16 being the very bottom setting, the first line is 1/2 inch, second line 3/4, all the way out is 7/8. I'm going to be using 1/2 inch screws, so I'm going to set to the first line for 1/2 inch. The second adjustment here is the fine adjustment. And this basically controls how deep your screw is going to go into the material. When you roll it to the back towards you, this piece goes all the way to the left. That is the shallowest adjustment. Now, for a self-driller going into lighter gauge steel, I'm going to put it a little over halfway. Now, when feeding your fasteners into the feed track, give yourself a little slack, feed in, and remember that these attachments advance on your retraction. So you want to line your fastener dead on in that hole. Now, have some material. With this material, I'm going to engage, or I'm going to pull the trigger and then engage the tool. So you can see there, that wasn't all that deep. So I do want to go a little bit deeper. So I'm going to roll this away from me, moving this piece to the right, about 3/4 of the way. Let's try this. Yeah, that was a little bit better. There. And if I want to, I can go a little bit further so I can really utilize the impact wrench to do the work. There, that's sitting pretty flush. There's a little bit of material underneath. You may find that when going into steel, it's beneficial to feather the trigger to go slow down or faster. But once you engage the screw into the bit, do not pull out without penetrating the material. What's going to happen is I'll show you. Now, my bit is still in the recess of the screw, and you can see here it was stuck. So now that's not in place. give one more stroke for it to advance to the next fastener. It's not a huge deal as long as you realize what you're doing. Sometimes that could double up the screws inside of the nose piece, causing a jam. So just be mindful, once you engage with the screw into the material, don't pull off the trigger until you've either bottomed the screw out or you plan to stop and remove the other screw altogether. If you run into a situation where the screw did not go all the way into the material, you need to tighten it up a little bit. It's very simple. Pull the strap, pull the tool out, or if you need to back something out, and then simply put the tool, the attachment back on the tool, strap on, ready to go. Needless to say, always check that your tool is in forward and not in reverse. So now I'm going to switch to a different screw. I'm going to switch over to a LOX drive and go into a little heavier gauge steel. So I'm just going to take the strap off the back, remove the attachment, now pulling out on the collar, remove the bit, take my LOX drive, insert back in, put the attachment back on the tool, make sure the strap is snug. Now I'm switching to a 3/4 inch, so I'm going to push down on that button, move it back to the rear hash marks, load the fasteners in, and then put that screw right in line with the bit. So with this, you'll notice, especially with heavier gauge steel, you're going to leave this fine depth adjustment all the way to the right. Now, when you're done or you want to take out the screws, always pull the strip through the way they were fed. They're feeding through. Don't ever try to pull them back because you could damage this cog rail inside.